Good afternoon, everyone. Wonderful to see everybody. Although you hear that from me always, I mean it all the time. So we're dedicated Lilu Nishmas Basi Bas Robert Shlomo ben Avram Alevi Perel Bas Ruvain and Lilu Nishmas Yaakov Moshe ben Zev L'fu Shalem Fel Yom Moshe ben Chayesara and L'schus Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis and family and by Yoel Klugman and family L'fu Shalem for my Shver Avigdor Aryeh ben Rivka and Meir ben Chayesara. They should have a L'fu Shalem B'sei Shechel Yisrael. Before I learn the Mishna Yomis, I just want to comment that shortly afterwards we're going to daven Ma'ariv. The tefillah of Hashkiveinu Hashem Elokeinu L'Shalom V'Amideinu Malkeinu L'Chaim is so powerful now. The way people are going to sleep now in Eretz Yisrael, they go to sleep, they don't know if they're going to be woken up in 15 minutes. They're not taking sleeping pills because they have to run to the barracks, they can't fall asleep. The children are frightened. Mommy, I'm afraid to go to sleep. And then that's talking about all over. In Sderot, it's impossible. I mean, they're running every night. They're running to the bomb shelters multiple times. They're hearing in their dreams already the boom of the Iron Dome. So it's mamish, and people should be safe. A missile shouldn't hit. There's so much to daven for. You know, in Nusach Svard, in Sim Shalom, uvechol eis uvechol shah. It's mamish. It's now bechol eis uvechol shah. It's just scary. They're having. People are afraid that they killed 2 terrorists that infiltrated inside. There's madmen running around. People are mamish frightened. So when we daven Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, we really, really have to have really in mind. And of course, when we learn, it's the best protection. It's the best protection. Torah is Megan and Matzah. It's Kesris B'fnei Aparaniyos. So we're holding Mishna Zayin and Mishna Ches in the 3rd parak of Moed Katan. So, Ein Kairin. Normally, even if you're not one of the 7 close relatives, if you feel close to the person, you could write Kriya. Banana Chalamoid. Ein Kairin, except an immediate relative. V'loi Choltzen. In the olden days, they would bare their shoulders. And one of the reasons they would bare their shoulders is they would hold the coffin on their bare shoulder. We don't do that today. But somebody that's not a close relative on Cholamayit is not allowed to bare his shoulders. Ve'ein mavrin. And they didn't do the Sudas Havra. First of all, other people can't join the Sudas Havra, only immediate relatives. And they didn't do the Sudas Havra in public. They did it privately at home. Ela krayv of shel meis, only the relatives of the mace. Ve'ein mavrin el almita zekufa. In the olden days, when they joined for the Sudas Havra, everybody sat on overturned cots, and they didn't overturn the cots except for the immediate mourners on Cholamayit. Ein malichin. Now this is halacha that's nageya avelis all the time. Ein malichin lebeisa evel. They didn't bring the food to the house of the Avel, leiba tabla, not with a fancy tray, v'leiba iskutla, not with a silver bowl, v'leiba kanoin. Kanoin is usually a type of sifter, sieve, but here it means a fancy basket. Ela basalim, regular wicker baskets. And this is again so that poor people shouldn't be embarrassed. This is a yesod that we have throughout Yiddishkeit. For example, the whole kibbud of Siddur Kedushin, one of the biggest kibbudim, by the Jewish people is Siddur Kedushin. Siddur Kedushin is supposed to be done by the Chassan. But it's in order not to be mavayish the chassan that doesn't know how. So in order not to be mavayish, so we always give it to the Rav, to the Rosh Hashiva. The same thing when they went out to dance in the olden days on Tu B'Av, on Yom Kippur. Everybody used borrowed dresses because Shaloi Levayish es mi she'ein lo. It's a very big, Bereshis is Yorei Boishis. Fear of embarrassment. To embarrass somebody. To embarrass somebody. We know that Amal Pnei Chaver B'Rabim, Miri says habitually, Ein lo chelik v'olam haba. Ve'ein oimrim birchas avelim b'mayit. It used to be that they said birchas avelim, they get a bracha to the aval, a bracha to the menachamim, but they didn't do that on the mayit. But they did do a shura. They did do a shura where people line on each side and say makim yanachim, aval oimdim b'shura or menachimim, but then upeitron es harabim, and then everybody left. They used to, first of all, they didn't have a coffin. They had a stretcher, and the body laid on the stretcher. So on Chalamayid, they didn't put the stretcher in the city square, because that would cause people to get distressed and cry, which is not the ruach of Chalamayid. In order not to cause eulogies and wailing. They never put out a woman on a stretcher in the Rechav because she could bleed even after death, and that would be mavazar mipnei hakavod because of her dignity. It's interesting. So you say put on a black opaque sheet, but doing that alone and singling out a woman to do that would also be an embarrassment. Noshim b'moed ma'anos. We'll see that ma'anos means that they could wail in unison, not in a chorus, one after another, like with a leader and answering, but they could wail together on the moed. Avalei metapches, but they can't clap their hands or hit their thighs. They can't do that. Rabbi Shmuel Aimer asmuches lamita, those women that are next to the coffin, metapches, they could even beat themselves or beat their hands together, even on Chalamayid. Again, I want to remind everybody that I'm really, really impressed. A lot of people responded to the appeal from Adirei Torah. I want to do the first mailing to Adirei Torah tomorrow or Friday. So again, you weren't here on Yom Tov. That was our Shmini Atzeres appeal, our Shul Shmini Atzeres appeal. Like I said, on Yom Tov, I believe that we are Zaycha to have so many good things in this Shul. A large part, of course, there's Torah here, a lot of Torah, and a lot of wonderful people, but it's a large part to the amount of tzedakah that we give together as a kehillah. Always, every Yom Tov, we have appeals. So please participate. And like I said, Sion b'mishpat tipadeh v'shaveha b'tzedakah. V'shaveh literally means hostages, right? We have a big hostage situation, and the tzedakah that we do is a big schus. And what better than to supplement the checks for those that are learning day and night? So Adirei Torah, it's there. Also, if you have owe money to the shul for the appeal, the aliyas you bought, kibudim, there's an envelope there as well. Reb Chanani ben Akasha, Amaratza Kadosh Baruch Hu, L'Zakay Yisrael.